It's not every day you get your dream job, right? Wow, you've got like this crazy energy. Has anyone ever told you that? You're like a manosaur. You got a manosaur energy. Oh, Laws, I gotta stop. I'm seeing at least 2 of you. I really shouldn't. I'll have the worst hangover tomorrow if I don't stop.
Nonsense. You've got another in you. Doctor's orders.
Guess I can't argue with that. Ugh. Was that one supposed to taste like Purple Berry Crunch? Or am I just tasting breakfast? I don't feel so good. I think I'm gonna be sick. I just need to sit down.
The Outer Worlds for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox. Is it worth it? What's going on, everyone? Monopulse here in partnership with the Game Looters to bring you another quick and dirty game review, giving you absolutely all of the stuff with none of the fluff in 5 minutes or less. But of course, before we get started, please, if you like the video, smash that MFN like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss a Game Looters upload. You may be asking, what is the Outer Worlds? Well, the Outer Worlds is an action RPG developed by Obsidian Entertainment, which was recently acquired by Microsoft. This is not Obsidian's first soiree into role-playing games, as they are most noted for such games as Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, Neverwinter Nights 2, Tyranny, Pillars of Eternity, and of course, Fallout New Vegas. Which truly is what this game feels almost like a successor for, at least spiritually, but really to me, it's more of a mixture almost between a spiritual successor of BioShock and Borderlands wrapped up in an action RPG title. At least aesthetically speaking. The Outer Worlds is a futuristic dystopian sci-fi where corporations own everything, not just the factories and products, but the workers themselves, and these different factions own different sectors of the universe as well. And who are you? Well, you're just some freelance goon who woke up on a ship called the Hope with the help of one brilliant genius mad scientist in the hopes of waking the rest of the colonists and changing the reality around you, usurping all these corporations and their evil deeds. So let's get right into what is great about the game. Not that it's essential, and I'll keep it quick, but this game is absolutely gorgeous depending on what platform you're playing on. The Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro really do shine here, as they are able to run the game on very high, and on PC with the right video card, you're going to be able to pump out those ultra settings, which is truly magnificent. I was able to compare side by side with the normal Microsoft Xbox, and it does not hold a candle to its competition. The game, unlike other games in its sort of similar vein like Fallout New Vegas, etc., it is not an open world RPG, however. It's more akin to your BioShocks or your Borderlands, where it is open to an extent, but also closed, and there are sort of funnels or tunnels to keep you in an area that is relevant to questing and whatnot. However, the game does very, very well not to make you feel boxed in. It still feels very open and very explorable. Dialogue, options, and voice acting is as good as they ever have, maybe one of the key cornerstones of why Fallout New Vegas excelled over its Bethesda Softwork competitors. There are going to be several times where your choices impact certain dialogue, or the companions you keep impact that dialogue, or you will find yourself contemplating moral dilemmas trying to figure out what's the best or worst action you can take in a given scenario. The game has an intuitive character building system, both aesthetically and by actual build, but this is also going to segue into what could be improved about the game. Character building is easy, but also isn't very granular. If you're going to play guns, you're going to dump points into all guns, whereas if you're somebody who wants to truly immerse yourself into your character like myself, you may want to scrap dumping into long guns entirely because you're focusing on a heavy weapons, heavy armor character. It doesn't make sense for you to handle small guns or long guns or rifles. Additionally, while you do have tons of choices you can make and their impact can be felt on some level in the game, Revisiting colonies and whatnot that you've helped in the past does not show any real change in the game. There's no real great benefit to what's happening in the world around you. There's no full circle sorts of experiences later on in the game where you impact something and it comes back to change your game later in the future. I think the biggest complaint that one could have is that portions of the later game, and I've seen this over and over again on the internet, anecdotally, I'm only about halfway to the game personally, but consider yourself warned, it does seem like there is a certain point in the game where it does begin to feel very rushed at the very end of the game. And I think all around there is some traces of this game being rushed out to meet a deadline, where I think that if they just maybe had another 6 months to a year, they could have put out a game that you could take from a solid 7 or 8 and bump it to a 9 or 10. We will probably see a large portion of that scrapped or rushed gameplay implemented in paid DLC. We'll get it either way, but it would have been nice to have it included in the package. Finally, I'm going to present a neutral point, and that is world building. For me, it's an extremely positive thing when I get into a game like these and there's the little data logs or there's the side quests that open up the world around you, tell you more about the stories of the characters you're interacting with, more about the world, the corporations, the goings on. And for me, I go through almost every dialogue interaction just to see what path it'll open up. There were some points where I was prompting in dialogue boxes and they kind of ended rather abruptly and I wanted to know more from a certain character. And on the other hand, some people see it as far too much and they would just like to see a quick and easy path through the main story arc. But I will say this: you are doing yourself a disservice if you are not immersing yourself in the world. That is exactly what a game like this is for. So is it worth it? Absolutely yes. Whether you get it on Xbox Game Pass for $1 or spend $60 on the title, you're going to have a bare minimum of 10 to 15 hours playthrough, 20 hours for the main story. That's only if you don't immerse yourself and explore the data logs and do the side quests, which, pro tip, you should be doing anyway. With games like these, you really get out of it what you put into it. But that's just my opinion, and now I need yours. Please blast off down into those comments and let me know if you loved the game, hated the game, or if you thought Fallout New Vegas is better. And as always, if you want to see more of our quick and dirty game review content, please click the image above.